So, only 4 out of 45 people know about this financing option.
Hello everybody, you are tuned into Normal. I think that was the best introduction. My name is Neo.
And my name is Lebu. What I wanted for you to feel is like you're about to miss out. So now what we are actually speaking about is your FLISP.
Like one of the people have been inquiring, guys, please talk about FLISP. What we want to do is that we don't only want to speak about the content that we have prepared for you. However, we also want to add burning issues from your side so that we can deal with them accordingly.
So now, as you know, with us, we are actually going to give you the real side of FLISP. So now we're going to give you both the good side and the bad side of FLISP, and then you will be able to actually make the decision in terms of should I actually be going through with the FLISP.
Guys, just 1 second. Our event was lit. So what we did with the team is that we said, how about we actually host 7 training workshops where we look at property for what it really is. So across South Africa, we did ask people that where do you think that we should go next? It's up to you. Hit the comment section below and let's hear from you.
Most definitely. And also, please do me a favor. Tell me which swag do you like more? Is it this one or the pink one? Right? Please do post it down below. So without wasting any more time, let's go into FLISP.
FLISP refers to, if it's the first time that you're hearing FLISP or you think, are these guys meaning to say flip? No. We really mean FLISP. So when we're referring to FLISP, we're talking about the Financial Individual Subsidy Program. I mean, you look at the situation in South Africa, we know that a lot of people cannot qualify to get their own houses, to buy that first house. It's quite a stretch when you're even looking at it from a credit perspective. So at least with this option, we do have something in mind for you.
So now what the government has actually done is that it is actually going to fund people who want to buy this particular property. But now remember, there are a lot of things that they do actually consider before they're giving you this particular grant. So now what they do plan to do is that they want to actually save you up to 123,000. That's 123,000 that you could actually save. But now remember, there's a criteria for you to be able to qualify for that 123,000.
I mean, understanding what you just said, we're not necessarily saying that everybody who is applying will get that grant. And at the same time, we're not saying that when you do qualify for the grant, you will get 123,000 as a grant for your first property. So you need to actually look at the criteria. And when they're saying up to, that means you could get 50,000 or you could be lucky and get that 123,000.
I mean, it's like going to a clothing brand, right? Yeah. And going to that particular shop and you see that, wow, it's 50% discount. But now only when you get inside that particular shop, they say that you are actually going to be saving 5% of that particular top. So now when you're looking deeper into this particular FLISP, right, you need to have good credit in order for you to be able to actually apply for this FLISP program. Right? The reason why we're actually saying that is that before they actually consider you for this particular FLISP, you need to have actually went to the bank, applied for a home loan, and once you get approval, you actually need to go back to the FLISP, apply online within 48 hours of your approval for this particular FLISP.
I mean, I appreciate that if you will be telling me that there will be a response within 48 hours, I know that even if it's a property deal, looking at it from a property investment, I don't know if they do allow it for property investment, but I don't know if I should edit this or what. But if somebody's saying that you will get an approval or a response within 48 hours, you know that there is progress with regards to knowing your status in terms of FLISP. So when it comes to time, we believe, based on what we read, it sounds as if you will get your results in due time.
Most definitely. So now for us on our side, it was really bad for us to understand that we couldn't actually qualify for the FLISP because this was not our first home that we're actually going to be buying. So now if you have actually bought a particular house and you want to actually apply for the FLISP, chances are you won't be actually able to apply for this particular grant because now this is only for first-time home buyers. Let's go deeper in terms of what do they actually want from you as an individual for you to be able to qualify for this particular thing. So now, Neo, please do tell us about the annual gross income that you need to actually get on a monthly basis or on an annual basis.
Okay, let's break it down before we even go to annual. If we're looking at it from a monthly basis, they are saying that you need to be earning from 3,500 to 22,000. So if you're earning more than that, can apply. However, the probability of you getting accepted it doesn't meet the requirements for that. So you need to make sure that you're earning from 3,500 all the way to 22,000. And then when you're looking from an annual perspective, as Levo did ask, we're looking at 42,000 on an annual basis, right up to 264,000.
Remember, guys, criteria is really, really, really important, because now if you do apply and you are actually out of that particular criteria, it then becomes a problem for you to actually expect to be given this particular FLISP. What I actually saw about this FLISP program, right, is that the more you are actually getting paid, the less grant you are actually going to be given. So now, chances are, if you are getting paid around 22,000 on a monthly base, right, that's the max, that's the ceiling part, you're not going to get the 123,000. I'm sorry to be the one to actually be telling you this, but chances are you won't actually get the full grant. But now, should you be earning around the minimum, you might possibly get the full grant.
Sure. I mean, with our content, guys, we're always speaking about how we want to be real about our content, how we want to speak about something that is out there. We know that access to buying houses is a mission, whether you're looking at it from a cash perspective or even credit. So with our video today, what we're trying to drive home is definitely not everybody's going to get something for free. You do know that you need to put something to get something. So with this grant being at your disposal, do research about it. And if it is going to help you, we're more than happy to put this on the table, man.
The last part that I actually wanted to actually talk about when you're looking at the FLISP program is that how does that actually affect us as property investors? So now, as a property investor who has been actually purchasing properties, chances are, as we spoke earlier on, is that you are not actually going to be qualifying for this particular grant. But now, if you do actually want to go into this particular program, and now you haven't actually bought a particular property and you're aspiring to become in the property industry, then this is something that you need to actually be looking at, right? So now, what this does for your ROI, let me just explain the ROI part. ROI is how hard your money is actually working for you. So now, the interest rate that you're actually getting on this particular property. So now, if you got this 123,000 and you actually put it in, that's like using OPM, because now you using other people's money to actually fund this particular deal of yours. So now this money can actually be used as a down payment, or you can actually use it as a transfer cost. But now remember, if you are actually out of the criteria in terms of you're getting paid more than what was actually stipulated earlier on, then you need to actually understand that you are not going to be able to qualify for this particular loan.
Yeah, man, I mean, you just saying that, thinking about what we just mentioned, that accessibility is a problem. Now, looking at it from that perspective that, you know what, now I have something to push me. We're not saying that the FLISP is going to cover the whole amount of the house. So if you were looking at buying a house of 1 million, you're like, I heard the gents were speaking about it, no money down deal. We're definitely not speaking about no money down. We're speaking about a grant that will enable you to help you with the transfer costs or renovations or even a good down payment. So then you still need to run your numbers and you still need to know why you're buying that property at that price. So even with FLISP on board, last thing you want is ignoring the numbers, and then you still find that I'm still running at a cash flow negative, but I got a grant of 128,000. Lisa, I want to ask something, right? Mm-hmm. Does it mean that with this grant I need to pay it back at some point in time?
Okay, so now from what I've actually heard is that this is a grant that you are actually getting based on being a South African citizen and buying a particular property. So now you don't actually have to pay back that particular money. So now this is money that we are actually getting from the government to actually help or stimulate the property market, whereby people can actually buy their particular homes to live in.
Sure. I mean, this is a great way to stimulate the market, especially with the youth coming up. The youth has credit now. The youth wants to buy. So this is another reason why to buy. But do not forget, we've always been speaking about knowing your numbers, going with your construction team, because 128,000 discount might seem a lot, only to find out that you buy the wrong property and now the 128,000 is absolutely nothing. So we don't want to see you in that situation. Make sure that you do run your numbers. Make sure that you have a ton of experts that are telling you that let's go for this deal, and make sure that you get your FLISP grant, man, if it's your first time buying.
So now, if you actually prefer this way, please do actually post it down below. And what we have actually decided to do is that a lot of people were not able to actually come through to the business launch. So what we will do is that we will be posting short snippets of what actually happened within the event. So now this means that we will be actually posting twice a week. I hope you're really excited about that.
Man, looking forward to it. As we did mention, going forward, what we do want to do, we put a task to the team and we're like, team, we need to tour South Africa. How are we going to do that? We don't know, but it has to be done. So we're looking forward to seeing you in other provinces, and let's make this happen. Invest like a pro with Nongwell.
Nongwell?
Signing out.